This is not self-help. This is healing. Body, nervous system, wholeness. Energy medicine, Ayurveda-inspired living, herbal wisdom. Learn, heal, and be together. Wholeness isn't fixing, it's integrating. Evolve Global 22's Healing Light Studio. Understanding begins here. Healing happens here. Wholeness lives within you. Hello, everybody. Good evening. This is Evolve Global 22's Healing Light Studio with our Healing Circle. And I have a couple of updates I want to let you know about. Things are moving fast and furious here. And I thank all of you who have joined joined the Healing Circle. And I always take feedback, and I'm always making it better, hopefully. So this week, if you noticed, I added an essential oil, doTERRA essential oil spotlight. It connects one support system that I have used for decades. And now I use exclusively doTERRA just because they are of the highest quality. And the outcomes are phenomenal. The science is behind it. I can track the oils. I know where they're sourced, etc. So I've added that this week. Another thing is Thursdays, we are going to do the combined topics that I normally would do Thursday and Friday. And then Friday's live stream is going to be a replay of each learning circle in one shot in case you missed the week. I had feedback that said that would be very, very nice. So that's going to happen starting this week. So let's get into this today. So today's healing circle is reconnecting with yourself and becoming someone who can connect safely. Welcome again, everyone. Great things are happening here. I appreciate you being here and spending this moment starting this week. So let's get into this. Today. So today's healing circle is reconnecting with yourself, and it's a beautiful moment in our healing circle. We are bringing together the final piece of this week's work around connection. In our framework Become. This week we explored what's about understanding. It is about becoming more connected with yourself and becoming someone who can connect safely with others. Not perfectly, but more honestly, more steadily, more truthfully. Let's arrive gently in that space. Now, many people are trying to create better relationships while still being disconnected from themselves. They are saying yes when they mean no, ignoring their own needs, pushing through exhaustion, silencing their emotions, and staying available instead of staying honest. And then wondering why connection feels draining, confusing, one-sided, overwhelming, or unfulfilling. Here, my friends, is the truth. You cannot build safe connections externally while abandoning yourself internally. So healing begins here, not with fixing relationships, but with returning to yourself. And from that place, learning how to connect in a safer, more grounded way. So let's get right into this with our 5 learning points. Learning point number 1, self-connection is the foundation of all connection. Let me say that again. Self-connection is the foundation of all connection. If you are not connected to yourself, you will override your needs, ignore your signals, lose your voice, give too much, stay too long, and accept what doesn't feel right. Self-connection sounds simple, but it's powerful. I can hear myself, I can feel myself, I can notice what is true to me. Without that, connection becomes performance. With that, connection becomes real. Learning point number 2, your needs and emotions are guidance, not problems. Your needs and emotions are guidance, not problems. Many of us were taught don't be too much, don't need too much, don't feel too much. So we learn to disconnect from ourselves. But your emotions and needs are not interruptions, they are signals. They tell you something matters, something needs care, something feels off, something is asking for attention. When you ignore them, you disconnect. When you listen, you begin to reconnect. Learning point number 3, slowing down is how you return to yourself. Disconnection thrives in speed. When you are constantly doing, helping, fixing, or moving, you lose contact with you. Reconnection is often very simple. It looks like pausing, noticing, checking in, and allowing awareness. You don't need to overhaul your life, you just begin returning. Learning point number 4, safe connection grows from safety, not pressure. Many people are trying to force connection. They overgive, overshare, rush closeness, push trust, and ignore discomfort. But pressure does not create connection, safety does. That means pacing matters, honesty matters, boundaries matter, and emotional safety matters. You don't have to rush connection, you can build it. Learning point number 5, you are becoming someone who can connect differently. This is the heart of tonight. Healing is not just awareness, it is becoming and connecting through connecting with you. Becoming someone who stays present longer, notices patterns sooner, honors their needs, speaks more honestly, connects without losing themselves, and receives without collapsing. You are not starting over, you are evolving. In real life, you pause before saying yes. That's a real life integration of this concept. You pause before saying yes. You check if it feels true. You notice when you are overwhelmed instead of pushing through. You recognize when you are overgiving. You allow yourself to receive support. You begin to feel the difference between connection and exhaustion. These are not small things, these are signs of healing. So now let's look at this through the lens of the power of 3. In energy medicine, when you reconnect with yourself, your energy begins to return inward instead of being pulled outward into people pleasing, overgiving, attachment, and constant availability. You become more centered, more grounded, more contained. Connection becomes more balanced instead of draining. Through an Ayurveda inspired living perspective, connection becomes easier when your system is supported, when you are grounded instead of scattered, nourished instead of depleted, steady instead of overwhelmed. You have more capacity to stay present, respond instead of react, and build connection slowly. Internal balance supports external connection. Through an herbal wisdom perspective, the body needs support to soften. When the system is tense, overwhelmed, and depleted, connection can feel like too much. Supportive plant based tools help calm the nervous system, support emotional steadiness, and create conditions where connection feels safer. Healing is whole body. Now, remember this week we spotlighted 3 essential oils by doTERRA. Tonight, we bring together the 3 oils we highlighted. Lavender is calming, supports relaxation, eases emotional tension, promotes a sense of safety. It's a connection tie-in. Connection begins when the body can soften. Lavender helps shift from defense into openness. Excuse me. Frankincense, the king of all oils, is grounding, centering, supports emotional steadiness, encourages inner anchoring. The tie in here to connection is you cannot connect safely if you are not anchored. Frankincense brings you back to yourself. Then we talked about wild orange. Wild orange is uplifting, supports emotional warmth, encourages openness, and brightens mood. Our connection tie in here is connection is not just safe, it can also feel warm and life giving. Wild orange helps open the emotional space for that. So, with you soften with lavender, you anchor with frankincense, and you open with wild orange. This is the pathway of connection. Now let's talk about our functional support. Agara Cafe and Matcha Agara, our functional coffee blend, and our functional matcha tea blend. Everything, everything we talked about this week requires one thing: capacity. It is hard to stay present, feel your emotions, reconnect with yourself, build safer relationships when you feel exhausted, foggy, overwhelmed, and scattered. Agara Cafe and Matcha Agara support mental clarity, steady energy, calm focus, and daily rhythm. And that matters because healing is not just about insight, it is about having the capacity to live what you are learning. These become part of a daily ritual that supports presence, awareness, and consistency. Now, as always, if you have not begun journaling yet, please do. Here are your reflection journaling questions. And I upped it this week to 6. Where am I reconnecting with myself? Number 2, what patterns am I starting to notice in connection? Number 3, where do I still override myself? Number 4, what helps me feel grounded and present? Number 5, what kind of connection am I becoming capable of? And number 6, my friends, what is one small way I can stay with myself this week? This week was not about fixing connection. It was about understanding it and beginning to shift it. You are not broken. You have been adapting. And now you, my friend, are becoming someone who can stay present, can stay honest, can stay connected to self, can build connection without losing self. This is not rushed. This is built. And every moment of awareness matters. Before we close, here are a few ways that you can continue. If my work and this work we do here together reaches you and you want to go deeper, join our healing circle on Patreon. It's only $7.99 a month. We go deeper into the teachings. There's more support and guidance and ongoing healing through various practices. Visit our Evolve Global 22 Healing Boutique. Explore oils, blends, and tools that support your healing in real life. And if you feel called, there's a pathway to build wellness, lifestyle, and income alignment. Explore that on our website through Aligned Income Opportunities. And remember, everyone, healing lives here, wholeness lives within you. I will see you in the circle.